Yes, we're back. Hope you missed us because I missed you. Anyways, time for some more excitement right here on Tommy Maroon Sports Show, right here on the great old, television station known as WCTV. We're going to talk Cleveland Guardians and OHSA football predictions for the last time this year for OHSA football at least, because Tommy's picks will return next week. More on that later. First things first, the Guardians, because, well, things have not been looking that good for them. Of course, you have guys that lead the team like Josh and Bo Naylor. Josh on the right, Bo on the left. They're two guys that everyone loves. But despite that, the team averages at 251, OPS of .696, runs at 457, sorry about that, folks, 957 hits, just a mere 84 home runs, which is last in the league, 204 doubles for the Guardians, 22 triples, 428 RBIs, and 92 swipes. We'll get to the excitement later in a minute, but first we got to talk about the Guardians against the Astros, where the Guardians got swept in 3 games, including Framber Valdez throwing a no-hitter in Game 2 on 93 pitches. Oscar Gonzalez had 3 hits in Game 3. He's starting to heat up a little bit, but still, his batting average is not that respectable yet. Chas McCormick, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs in Game 3. And then you had Guardians White Sox. Guardians lose that series 2-1. Of course, first Logan Allen, 6 innings in Game 1. And Andres Gimenez hit a home run in Game 1. But that wasn't the story this week. And I'll tell you what the story was. It was that fight right there. Guess that won't do it. But still, it's supposed to be the Jose Ramirez fight with Tim Anderson. There it is. It's right there. Man, oh man, that was just nuts. Both them going at it, swinging it out. Let's watch this right here. Now, the game before, who do you call it? Tim Anderson pulled someone off the bag and Tito got ejected for it. So Jose, apparently he gets badmouthed for it, and then they go into full-out boxing mode, and Jose just knocks out Tim Anderson with one punch. One punch. Oh, man, I would say some things if it weren't to get me in trouble here at WCTV. Oh, my Lord. Look at that. They were talking, and then Jose talking with Tim Anderson. Jose Ramirez has the same amount of long balls as Tim Anderson did in the entire season. Mr. Anderson has 1 home run this season. Jose Ramirez just knocked him out with a long ball right there. It was a crippling right hook. Crippling right hook. And then the benches just cleared. Everyone got out, including the third base coach, Mike Sarba. Just look at that. Tim Anderson goes to bed at a very early time, way past his bedtime. Then deletes his tweets about how he's a fighter and stuff, which were posted like back in 2011, 2012. He goes into the clubhouse and deletes his tweets. I mean, this is Jose Ramirez we're talking about. We're not talking about, a player that is quiet or that's loud and angry. He's a quiet guy. So seeing him get all riled up and all stoked after that is just beyond insane. And Emmanuel Clase was at it. People comparing it to the Jose Bautista-Rougned Odor fight when Jose Bautista famously gunned his bat after a home run the year prior to the playoffs. Jose Bautista did not seem like a nice guy. But anyways, Clase got in the fight. Everyone was getting in the fight. Tim Anderson returned to the field after that. Tom Hamilton had the call of his life, yelling, "Down goes Anderson, down goes Anderson." Everyone loved it. I wish he had Twitter because, man, oh man, everybody would be saying, "Wow, you are so good at what you do." Because we all did say that. Oh my goodness. The fight lasted for a bunch of minutes. Good Lord. Yeah, Mike Sarba and Clase got ejected. Yeah, those are some of the tweets that Tim Anderson posted. But look at that. I just wanted to show you something, folks. I had a tweet about it. The picture of the 2 of the greatest fighter in the history of Cleveland and Stipe Miocic. That's right, folks, the greatest fighter in the history of Cleveland and Stipe Miocic. I got to pull it up in a minute. My God, that was absolutely insane. But yeah, right here. Yep, the greatest fighter in Cleveland history and Stipe. So, I'm pretty sure there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm also pretty sure that Mason Rudolph better give Tim Anderson a Christmas card this holiday season. At least if I were Mason Rudolph, I would do that. Because I'm no longer the most hated player in all Cleveland now. I'm not the man who started the biggest fight in Cleveland sports now. Good God, that was absolutely insane. Both players just got at it. And they just dropped the gloves like it was hockey or something like that. Oh my goodness, Jose Ramirez proven to be the best fighter maybe Cleveland has seen in a long time. And Tim Anderson got in a lot of trouble. Tim Anderson suspended for 6 games. Good Lord, 6 games. And Jose Ramirez just a mere 3 games. I mean, Tim Anderson should be suspended for that. He definitely deserved that. He learned the old rule of mess around and find out. Good Lord, all heck broke loose once that happened. Just one of the biggest fights we've seen in baseball in a very, very long time. And Tito got tossed, and the White Sox manager got tossed. It was absolutely insane just watching it. I can't believe Tim Anderson would have the guts and audacity to do that. I mean, that is just absolutely ridiculous. But you know what's also ridiculous? The fact that the Guardians still lost that game. I mean, you'd think, okay, the Guardians are all hyped up. They're getting excited. This is going to be the game that they win. They're going to come back in epic fashion, still proceed to lose. And then the next day, it was a 3-2 lead. Tim Anderson did not play that day because he was, quote, out. We know why he was not out. He was just simply being a loser, like he is. But yeah, Emmanuel Clase blew a save again. That's his 8th blown save of the season, as the White Sox took advantage of 2 errors there by the Guardians and ultimately won the series 2-1. Good Lord, that might have been one of the most craziest things I've ever seen in the game of baseball. Everyone loved it. It had action. It had so much fun stuff. I can't complain, but you know what I can complain about? Last night's game. Oh man. Gavin Williams, 7 shutout innings of 1 hit ball, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts. Absolutely insane. You'd think the Guardians would win that game, right? Wrong. Because what ultimately happened was that the Blue Jays won it 3-1. 2-run shot by Kevin Biggio, who's been struggling this season. George Springer had an RBI as well. It was just a rough game for the Guardians. It's been a very rough season for the Guardians. I got a bad feeling that they fluked last year because now they're 5.5 out of the division lead. They're closer to Detroit than they are to Minnesota, who's starting to pull away with that division lead on a 5-game winning streak. Guardians are on a 3-game losing streak, having dropped 8 out of their last 10. Oh, ye gods. 9.5 out of Toronto for the wild card. Just things are not looking good. Tanner Bybee's going on the mound today. But yeah, that's just what's been going on. Of course, so much excitement going on out there as the Orioles are leading the division. Speaking of the Orioles, more ridiculous stuff. Kevin Brown got suspended for the dumbest thing. He didn't even say anything offensive or appalling. All he did was just say, hey, the Orioles have had their struggles at Tropicana Field, but this year they're looking good. There was even a graphic to support it. There was music that was playing, and for some reason the Orioles flipped their lids over it, and they are like, no, you can't say that, you're suspended. And Kevin Brown had to be like, what? And everyone was very upset about it for obvious reasons because he didn't say anything wrong. Oh my Lord, why did they suspend him for that? I mean, he didn't even do anything. Kevin Brown All he just said was, hey, Baltimore is not, or has been struggling. He didn't even say, hey, the Orioles are bad. I don't like the Orioles. They're not good. And for some odd reason, he gets in trouble. And all of baseball is rallying for him, which is a good thing to see because that guy did nothing wrong. He didn't say anything terrible. He didn't give an apology for it because he didn't say anything. I mean, it's so weird just to see that. I mean, I understand the Orioles are trying to win, but still, oh ye gods, why would they do that? Oh boy, a lot of crazy stuff going on in baseball lately, hasn't there been? Anyways, time to go to the OHSAA for the last time for football predictions because it's going to be a lot of fun this season. Let's look at the Lake Erie League. The Maple Heights Mustangs, the Garfield Heights Bulldogs, Bedford Bearcats, Lorraine Titans, Warrensville Heights Tigers, and the Shaw Cardinals right there. In that order for the Lake Erie League, that's why I think Maple Heights is going to win it. I believe Maple Heights is Division II, Region 5, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, I'm going to check good old JoeIdol.com because Joe is very good at what he does. Yes, they are indeed Division II, Region 5. So that's going to be exciting to see. Again, my Google Sheets that I made of the OHSAA football. Let me check a second. Excuse me. Sorry about this, folks. Yeah, Bedford's playing Ordonia week 1. Forgot to mention that. But yeah, they will play Garfield Heights week 7. So that'll be a big game. But you know what's going to be a really big game in my opinion? You know what's going to be a really big game, folks? Chardon Riverside week 10, where I got a feeling that those two teams are going to be undefeated heading into week 10. My word. Those are two very good teams. Chardon, of course, the D3 powerhouse. Riverside, the D2 Region 5 powerhouse. I think Riverside won last year, if I'm not mistaken. But still, it's going to be a lot of fun to see that game out in Chardon and I think Geauga County. But yeah, Chardon's going to run the table. Riverside's going to be just behind them. Then Mayfield, then Kenston, then Willoughby South, and then Eastlake North, the Rangers. Well, folks, I cannot wait for next week because Tommy's Picks will return. And you got the Northeast Ohio versus America Showcase, which has been moved from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium to the Pro Football Hall of Fame Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. So there is that. That's going to be exciting to see, folks. Except for the Massillon-Washington game, that game is going to be going to be at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, so I can check who they play week 1. Massillon-Washington. They'll play Valdosta. It's going to be the winningest game of high school football ever played because for those that don't know, Valdosta has the all-time winningest program ever, and Massillon's number 4 all-time. This is going to be one of the biggest games perhaps in the history of high school football. Valdosta, known for people like, let's see who they've had. They've had guys like Rhett Dawson, Bill Dawson, Luther Blue, Malcolm Mitchell, and Willie Gary. Of course, Massillon-Washington, one of the best programs of all time, led by Paul Brown once upon a time. And, of course, I think Lee Tressel led them at the time. Of course, Lee Tressel, Coach BW, led us to a 1978 Stag Bowl. And, of course, greatest team of all time, in my opinion. But, yeah, that's going to be very exciting to see, folks, because those are two of the greatest programs of all time. St. Ed's is playing. Glenville's playing. Hoban's playing. Highland's playing Hudson next Friday. That's just 10 days from now. I repeat, 10 days from now. Good Lord, I cannot wait. Highland against Hudson, week 1, 10-0, 10-0. American Conference champion against the National Conference champion. Woo-wee! It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait. I hope you can't wait either because WHBW is going to be broadcasting it right there on their YouTube channel, or my YouTube channel really, because I run it all by myself. But yeah, I'm going to be broadcasting it, and in 25 days from now, 25 days, BW plays Mount St. Joe's. I was talking with Jeff yesterday. He said that he was cleaning out the camera boxes out the Finney Stadium for me. He says he can't wait for the season to begin, and that he can't wait to work with me this season. And I can't wait to work with him this season. I mean, so cool to announce college football. I mean, how many people do you know announce college football? I'm sorry about that, folks, but still, it is quite the thrill. And that is it. We are done for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, because I know I enjoyed bringing this one to you. And until next time, I'm Tommy Maroon reminding you Tommy's Picks next week. The highly anticipated return of Tommy's Picks. Till then, take care.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.